Well, I'm very honored to be sitting next to the world champion himself, Judah Friedlander. How did you get that title?
Well, I'm just great at karate. I'm a role model to the world and, more importantly, to America.
Can you show us some karate moves or?
It's illegal for me to do any karate indoors currently in New York State. And plus, this is video, which is filmed at 60 frames per second, and my karate moves occur at over 1 million frames per second. So even if I did any karate moves right now, the camera wouldn't pick it up, so it would be kind of pointless. Yeah.
So you're almost like Sonic the Hedgehog. You're so fast, no one could even see you coming.
That game was actually based on my life when I was 8 years old.
And you got your glasses are matching, blue glasses there. I like it, flag.
Yeah. It's they're very American, these glasses.
Now let's talk about your hat here. It looks like there's sign language going on. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, this says world champion in sign language. Yeah.
Now, where did this all come about? I mean, I heard for 30 Rock, you actually made a new hat for every scene you were in. How many hats is that?
Yeah, for that, I'm not good at math, but yeah, we decided, it was my idea to bring the hats to the show, and then, so I was like, all right, so I'll wear a hat every show. And then Tina was like, well, actually, if one show spans 3 days, then you should make 3 hats. So basically we decided every day of Frank Rossitano's life, he was going to make a new hat. And yeah, it was a fun and stupid thing to do, because it was like when everyone else was in their dressing rooms learning their lines, I'm just scrambling at the last minute, like making hats, because I made all the hats too. I didn't just come up with them; I made them all. So, but none of my hats ever said world champion, because that was Frank Rossitano. That wasn't Judah Friedlander, the world champion. So.
No, he really doesn't compare. Because actually, I know. Oh, hug. It's hug time. I heard that Tina Fey knew a couple writers from SNL who were kind of lazy, sarcastic guys, and she based your character on them. I mean, figure.
Yeah, I thought that, because a lot of the roles on 30 Rock were written for certain people. Alec Baldwin's was written for him. Jack McBrayer, who played the Page, that was written for him, I believe. And Tracy's character was written for him. Tina's was written for her. But mine, I had to audition for. And yeah, when I auditioned for it, I thought that it was based on one particular writer. But it was around the second season when I found out it was actually based on about mostly 2 guys, but really an amalgamation of a few different writers that used to work with Tina at SNL. Yeah.
Well, I know you're definitely not lazy. I mean, while the show was going on, you were doing stand-up 5-6 nights a week. I mean, where did you find the energy to do that?
Well, I'm a very energetic guy. I actually wrote a novel while doing the show tonight.
Really? Can you tell me about it?
It's a period piece about Vietnam and a kid whose parents are divorced, and he meets a dog and they go on a road trip.
Really? That's pretty interesting. You got my attention there.
Thank you.
So let's talk about a book you really did write. I love the title of it, How to Beat Up Anybody. Actually, the book's over there. If we want to, can we grab that? Yes, right here, How to Beat Up Anyone.
Yeah.
Now, and they got to see some of the pictures on the back. You actually know, you teach us how to make someone go bald. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I do. Well, with punching, it's not just power, it's precision also, and I teach that in the book. So yeah, I actually have a punch that creates instant male pattern baldness. And I also have a chapter on how to beat up a unicyclist, because they're dangerous.
They are, and
they're arrogant, they're show-offs, they're dangerous. I have a whole chapter on ninja home invasions and how to thwart that attack, because the economy's tough these days.
It is.
And it's not just in America, it's worldwide. And the ninja community, they've had budget cuts, which means they're not just practicing their ninja moves out in the desert at their training facilities in groups. They actually have to strike out on their own, even during the day. So they've actually come into the cities and suburbs and are invading people's homes. And I teach you how to protect your home.
I want to be protected. I mean, there's a whole chapter in there just for women. I need to learn how to defend myself.
Yeah, there is a chapter for women only. And I want to let you know that it is written in a language that only women can understand.
Yeah, because guys don't understand when we talk. They don't understand what we're talking about.
Exactly. And so a male attacker can't understand this information. And if they did read it, it would actually give them misinformation, which would make them a worse fighter and the woman a stronger fighter. So it's double effective.
So you must have a lot of luck with women. If you know our language, I mean, that's setting you apart from the average guy.
It's a good point. It's a very perceptive point.
So
I have nothing to say to that. I mean, you summed that up perfectly.
I did. I got to pat myself on the back there for that.
You're a good American.
Thank you. I feel like I am. Now, your tour, I mean, right now, you're in New York. I mean, the best state, of course, obviously.
I agree.
But then you're heading overseas. How's it going?
Yeah, well, it's cool. You know, it's interesting. I was just in Montreal last week for a whole week, and then I'm in Rochester this week. I'm going back to New York City, where I live, next week, and then a couple weeks after that, I'm going back to Europe. And it's really interesting when you play not just other cities, but other countries, because you don't just learn about how they live. You learn more about how you live, you know, and you learn more about America. So I want to say to all the people out there, when you go overseas and travel, you're actually becoming more American.
I agree.
You're sort of taking America on tour. And then when you stay away from where you're at, you actually learn more about where you're from, which is pretty cool.
That's a very interesting point. I got to say that. Now, you were the hug guy in the Dave Matthews Band.
Yes.
In the video every
day.
day. Now, how many gross people did you have to hug? I mean, you could have gotten like herpes or something.
I did get herpes on that video. Yeah. Can we go on to the next subject, please?
Yeah, moving on.
No, it was that video was fun. It was 3.5 days of filming, and it was, I'd say, about 80% real and 20% staged. And yeah, there was definitely some weird stuff going on, and then some really cool stuff that they didn't put in the video. Yeah, there's one scene in it where I'm chasing down a guy on a bicycle who's like a bicycle delivery guy, and they just show me chasing after him. But I actually got him to stop his bike and then like give me a hug.
That is pretty amazing.
They didn't put that one in. Yeah, but that was fun. Yeah.
You know, I'm still looking at your hat. I'm so jealous. Would I be able to wear your hat? I mean, I don't know if you take it off.
It weighs 600 pounds. But now that you've held my book and you've looked at it some, I think you might have the strength to do it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
It weighs 600 pounds.
It looks pretty heavy,
So,
really.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's touching the head. It touched my head.
Yeah.
Oh, he let me wear
I
it.
have a
Thank
large
you.
cranium, don't I?
I actually have a very small head, so this is kind of...
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel so honored.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. You're
Well,
a winner.
Judith, thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I need a big hug.
You got it. It's going to be a sexy night.
It will. For tour dates, go to judithfriedlander.com and come on out to the Webster Comedy Club. He'll be here all weekend. For The Booth, I'm Nikki Preston.